Well, good morning. Yeah, I've been up for over 2 hours, almost 2.5 hours probably. I've been awake. Not up, but awake. I've been up though for over an hour. Anyway, the title for today is A Human-Centric Society, Putting Humanity First. We will never get it right until we recognize what's wrong. When we start from the premise that things are perfect just as they are, we invite cognitive dissonance, which is an element of psychopathy. All the priorities in our world are askew. Values embodied in the matrix are unsustainable. Life is not about profit or money or control over others. The pursuit of happiness can only come after life and liberty are prioritized. Our forefathers in the U.S. had it right. So did the founders of the United Nations in one of its foundational documents, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. If you want to see what's wrong with the world, you need look no further than a distortion of human values, chasing false gods. Until we right that wrong, our living is backwards. It is evil. When our motive is wrong, nothing we do is right. In this paradigm shift, we have the opportunity to create a human-centric society in which healing humanity is the first and highest of all priorities. Now, before I go any further, I got a gift yesterday from Paulina, my friend in Iceland. She made this sweater for me, and I received it yesterday, and I wore it to the store when I went shopping, and two ladies actually complimented me on how nice a sweater it is, and it is beautiful. And so I just want to acknowledge my thanks for this handmade, just for me sweater. Thank you very much, Paulina. All right, now back to the video. I can sit back down in my chair. Oh, dear. You know, I've been railing for some time now about new age memes or new thought memes of fake it till you make it, what you focus on expands. But the one of them here is the premise that everything is perfect just the way it is, or that everything is an illusion. You know, this is our life. This is what we created for ourselves, or maybe it was given to us, but in any case, here we are. It's not an illusion. You're alive, I'm alive, we breathe, we live, we move, we have our being. We are capable of loving, but we're not going to be able to love when our priorities are askew, when our values are messed up, when we're chasing money, when we're chasing power, when we're chasing fame and prestige. If our value, if our priority, if our goal, if our focus is in the wrong direction, nothing we do is going to come out right because we've got it all backwards. Humanity, human beings, are a special creation. We are not animals, even though we have animal-like bodies. We are living souls. And this was recognized by Thomas Jefferson in the Declaration of Independence when he said all men are created equal and endowed by their Creator. I'm not going to go any further than that right now. Endowed by their Creator. We were created with certain values, with certain natural rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But many of us think that it's about pursuing happiness. And when that becomes your priority, when you think that you can segment a section of the world, a section of your life off into its own private little envelope and just work on yourself, and somehow that's going to heal the world, you know, that's cognitive dissonance. because you're not even recognizing that it's not perfect the way it is. That there are a lot of things wrong with our experience of life. Why? Because we have chased false gods. We have committed idolatry, if you will. We have made an idol out of money and idols out of our own creations. And we haven't recognized the essence of who and what we are. We have not recognized that we are children of a living creator, a god and goddess who chose in the first act of creation to divide and become separate, because you cannot love alone. How can you love if there is no object for your affection? How can you demonstrate love when there is no challenge, when there is no duality? No, duality is creation. It's not some mistake. Polarization is simply duality gone askew. It's when we think that we are not connected to life. There is nothing in the world, not even demons, that can be anything other than connected to life. They can pretend, we can pretend that we are disconnected. We can pretend that life isn't part of us, but it is. It doesn't matter how much we pretend, how much we lie to ourselves, how much we call it an illusion, how many of the new age, new thought memes we buy into, how much of the programming of the matrix that we take on as our own belief system. It doesn't matter how much of that happens. We're still alive. And humans have the ability to discern. That doesn't mean we're discerning. We simply have the potential of discernment. We also have the potential of loving, of really loving. And what is really loving all about? It's first of all about embracing what is, seeing it as it is, not giving it a different name, not lying to ourselves, not faking it till we make it, not pretending. This hurts. This experience of my life hurts. I don't like it. It doesn't feel good, and I'm not going to pretend it's beautiful when it's actually the opposite of beautiful. It's ugly. It's ugly what man does to man. It's ugly when people chase profits and make money their god. It's ugly. It creates all sorts of havoc in our lives, in our communities, and in the entire world. And I honestly believe its tentacles reach out into other star systems even than the solar system. It poisons the entire creation when we get our priorities messed up. When we don't recognize that our life, whether it's human or extraterrestrial, our life is the value. Life, liberty, our freedom is the value. The freedom to be our unique self without being forced to be something else by any other entity in the universe, whether it claims to be God or whatever it claims to be. There is no authority in your life greater than you, unless you want to give it away. And we've all given it away. We've all been victims of the mindset that there's something else other than life and love to give our allegiance to. We've all bought it, hook, line, and sinker. Every one of us starts this in this life as a victim. Helpless little baby. We come into this world as helpless little babies. We know nothing. We have to be trained. We have to learn. We have to be programmed. And we've been programmed wrong. We've been programmed so poorly. Look at the mess we've made. It's not sustainable. It's going to come down again. They say it came down. They say this is the fourth world, or some say the fifth world. That means it failed 3 or 4 times before we even got to this point. The experiment of human evolution, of life, of creation, of creating apparent opposites, of creating duality, of creating through separation. It failed miserably and ended up destroying itself and having to start all over again. We stand at the threshold right now, and I'm telling you, if we don't wake up, we're going to destroy it again, and there's going to have to be another world coming. Or we can get it right. We can wake up. Now, people get mad at me because when I say you're not awake. If you're buying into the old New Thought, New Age, which are not New Thought, New Age, it's old matrix programming that is left over and coming forward from all of the ancient teachings, from all of the hidden secrets and stuff like that. It's not hidden secrets. The secret is wholeness, because life has to be whole. As soon as you start dividing it against itself, not now hear me. I said at the beginning of this, or earlier on, that God divided into God and goddess, or the Creator divided into God and goddess, masculine and feminine. That division was the first, probably, of all creation, because Creator needed to objectify its nature, which we're told is love. I believe that. Because if it's not, then nothing makes sense. Nothing has value or meaning. Nothing. If the universe, if creation is not on our side. But we humans are the apex of creation. Now, I know some people say we're just animals. Animals are wonderful. Plants are wonderful. Creation is wonderful when we prioritize the way it is. Now, look at the world. It's sentient beings, including man, that have made the mess. And it's sentient beings, including man, that must heal the mess and right the wrongs and change the way things are. But not just the way things are. We can get a new label on the same old bullshit, and it's still bullshit. It's still bullshit. We can call it by a different name. We can put it under different wrappings. We can present it in a different way. But until life is the first priority and liberty, freedom, the second priority, we don't have anything. We cannot even love until we put life first. And we are the ones that are broken. We are messed up. We are victims of false ideas. We have a false identity. There's nothing wrong with having an identity if it's true. If we're willing to tell the truth, if we're willing to say it like it is, there's nothing wrong with that. But man, we have no human rights if we don't put life first. Because if profit, and the world runs on profit, these ghost cities in China and in Africa and in other places around the world that are being built by people trying to make a profit, because they have a dictum that they have to give 80% of what they create, and they're creating it out of nothing for no one, apparently. But is it really? The people that own these things and set these high rents that people can't even afford to pay, or high costs of purchasing of these condominiums and stuff like that that people can't even afford. The whole system is wrong. When human rights, people's right to have a roof over their head, that's a right. Education and to be taught the truth, that's a right. But everything has been askewed so that we get everything wrong because our priorities are messed up. Because we don't understand that if we don't have life, we don't have anything at all. Nothing at all. You can have all the money in the world and be miserable because money will not make you happy. You may pursue it as if that's what's going to make you happy. But when you get it, you're going to realize you were chasing a false dream that became your own nightmare. And we need to wake up. None of us were born awake. Some people might argue with that. Some seem to be more awake than others from a very early age. I knew from an early age that I was here on a mission from God, from Creator. I've known that my whole life. I've felt it my whole life. People have hated me for it my whole life, because I could see things that were wrong, and I had a big mouth, and I would challenge things. Anyway, we've got to put healing ourselves first. But who is ourselves? It's not just me for me. That will never heal the human experience. It will never heal it. It's a delusion. It's cognitive dissonance. It's psychopathy. All of the New Age memes are mind programming, and they're psychopathic in nature because they don't connect the dots, because they don't include the whole picture, because they don't recognize that life is an interdependent thing, that we are cells in the body of Creator. That's what creation is, merely cells in the body of the Creator. And the cells in that body, as we can see from Earth, from our Earth experience, the cells are at war with each other. That's called cancer. That's called cancer. It's time to heal that cancer. It's time to transform ourselves by transforming our priorities. As I said, the founders of the United Nations had it right. The founders of the United States had it right. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Humanity is the key to whether we survive and thrive, or whether we destroy ourselves again and have to create another world and start it all over again. Humanity is the key. Where are you putting your focus? Look yourself in the mirror. What are you going to tell your grandchildren? Thank you for listening. Namaste.